Good morning. I'm about to do something that I don't recommend for men, and that is multitasking. I'm walking to work while trying to give over an idea. And that idea is as follows, that, one of the best parts about my wife being from Cleveland is that I am able, I having a team of horrible mediocrity, the Denver Nuggets, I'm able to have a team for which I can root, who competes every year, who excites me. And that is, of course, none other than the Cleveland Cavaliers. So it was with great shock that last night I was sitting on an airplane, trying to figure out what happened. I was not on a JetBlue flight, I was on Delta, and on ESPN they had kind of some highlights of what was going on, and they had some, the ticker on the bottom, and trying to figure out what exactly happened when J.R. Smith got a rebound and could have dribbled around Kevin Durant for the W, and instead opted to bring it back court to dribble out the time. And a lot of thoughts came to my head. I was frustrated. I said, this is like such a classic Cleveland moment. I feel kind of bad for them. And it's kind of a difficult thing to wrap your head around. So I was trying to figure out, perhaps a lesson that can be gleaned from it. And I came up with the following. In this week's Torah portion, Ba'alescha, we see that Miriam, Moshe's sister, gets into trouble because she asks out loud, she thinks out loud to her brother Aaron about why it is that Moshe had separated from his wife. Moshe was such a great prophet that he needed, in order to speak to God, he had to always be in a ritual state of purity, and he had to be separated from his wife. And because Miriam wondered this out loud, it was rendered to be lashon hara. It was slanderous speech, and she ended up getting punished with the spiritual malady of tsaras, this like leprosy type of thing. And the idea was that because she spoke to her brother about her other brother, she that constituted evil speech, and she therefore had to she was punished for that. She was quarantined and separated from the rest of the community. So one has to be very sensitive to what constitutes evil speech. And the reality is that this is a takeaway that I took from this mysterious thing that happened last night in the game. And that is that, it's so easy with social media, with Twitter, with Facebook, as fans, for us to, go onto Twitter, go on Facebook, and to rip J.R. Smith. What is this guy thinking? Like, what is going on in his head? It's so easy and tempting to do that. And I get it, it is tempting, it is easy. But at the end of the day, you have to remember that there's a human being who's probably suffering quite a bit right now because of that decision he made, and he has to live with that. And we don't necessarily need to add fuel to the fire. We don't need to add on to his humiliation. So the lesson I'm taking from this is, while it is very tempting to publicly troll someone, to bash someone, to humiliate someone, and granted, yes, he does get paid a lot, but that doesn't give us the right to humiliate him. My takeaway is that in a world where if Miriam gets in trouble and gets kicked out of the camp for a questionable comment she made to her brother in the privacy of just the two of them, how much more so should we be careful, perhaps, when we deal with social media and we want to broadcast our feelings about people to thousands and thousands of people. So that's my takeaway. Everyone in Cleveland, I'm sorry for just another sad Cleveland moment. This is not your year. I don't think it's ever going to be your year again. But I'm kind of with you. You're my team. I'm rooting for you, but it's just not going to happen for you this year. Have a great Shabbos, everyone. Bye-bye.